Very good morning to you. Objective Geology, multiple choice questions with answers. This is MCQ previous year's paper collection, and I hope this is useful for various competitive exams like CSIR, NetGate, GSI, and other competitive exams. Welcome to set 1. First question, structure of olivine consists of layers which are parallel to A 100, B 001, C 010, and D 111. The structure of olivine consists of layers which are parallel to 100. A is the correct option. So these layers are part of distorted hexagonal close packed array of oxygen atoms with M-site octahedra, that is MgFe, and silicon site tetrahedra organized in a way that creates a distinct sheet-like structure parallel to 100 plane. Structure of olivine consists of layers which are parallel to 100. Next question. Topaz belongs to A. Sorosilicate, B. Cyclosilicate, C. Tectosilicate, and D. Nesosilicate. The correct option goes as D. Topaz belongs to Nesosilicate. Topaz is a silicate mineral specifically classified as a nesosilicate with the chemical formula Al2SiO4F and OH twice. And it is a fluorosilicate of aluminium that crystallizes in the orthorhombic system. And topaz is known as a high hardness gem that is commonly found in igneous rocks. Next question. Womphosite represents solid solution series between A. Diapside and Heidenbergite, B. Egerine and Augite, C. Diapside and Jadeite, and D. Enstatite and orthoferrosilite. The correct option goes as a C. Diapside and Jadeite. Womphosite represents a solid solution series between diapside and jadeite. It's a member of the clinopyroxene group, often appearing in high pressure metamorphic rocks like eclogites. While it is primarily a solid solution of jadeite and diapside, it can also contain significant amounts of egerine. Next question. The characteristic electric property of tourmaline is its A. Pyroelectricity, B. Piezoelectricity, C. High conductivity, and D. Resistivity. The characteristic electric property of tourmaline is its pyroelectricity because it can generate an electric charge when it is heated. Next question. A polymorph of silica, that is SiO2, is found in the deep interior of the earth is A. Cairngorm, B. Citrine, C. Stishovite, and D. Chalcedony. The correct option goes as C. Stishovite. A polymorph of silica found in the deep interior of the earth is stishovite. It is a high pressure, high density form of silica with a rutile-like structure where silicon is a 6 coordinate. So it is considered as a major constituent of the lower mantle. Next question. Which of the following is an oxide of titanium and iron? A. Rutile, B. Anatase, C. Bruchite, and D. Ilmenite. The correct option is ilmenite. Ilmenite is a weakly magnetic iron black or steel gray mineral that acts as an oxide of the titanium and iron with the formula iron titanium oxide. It is the primary ore of titanium commonly used to produce titanium oxide for pigments, plastics, and paint as well as titanium metal. Next question. Identify the triclinic amphibole from the following. A. Grunerite, B. Arfedsonite, C. Causserite, and D. Tremolite. The correct option is C. Causserite. So causserite is a synonym for enigmatite, which is a triclinic mineral found in sodium-rich igneous rocks or paraalkaline volcanic rocks, pegmatites, and granites. So causserite is a triclinic amphibole. Next question. In pyroxenes, the fundamental form has interfacial angles of A. 56 and 124 degrees, B. 87 degrees and 93 degrees, C. 56 degrees and 16 degrees, and D. 87 degrees and 48 degrees. In pyroxenes, the fundamental form has interfacial angles of 87 degrees and 93 degrees. These angles correspond to the intersection of the two directions of cleavages. Next question. A Berg compensator is made up of A. Calcite plate, B. Selenite plate, C. Mica plate, and D. Satin spar plate. A Berg compensator is made up of calcite plate. Berg compensator is primarily made from a plate of uniaxial birefringent crystal, typically calcite, with the optic axis perpendicular to the plate surface. It acts as a tunable and true zero-order wave plate that is used in polarized light microscopy used to measure retardation by tilting the crystal plate via a micrometer drum. Next question. The thickness of the thin sections generally used under the polarizing microscope is A 0.03 millimeters, B 0.04 millimeters, and C 0.3 millimeters, and D 0.4 millimeters. The correct option goes as A 0.03 millimeters. The thickness of the thin sections generally used under the polarizing microscope is 0.03 millimeters. Next question. Which of the following has the least dispersive power? A. Fluoride, B. Diamond, C. Calcite, and D. Quartz. The correct option goes as A. Fluoride. Fluoride is well known in optics for having extremely low dispersion compared to conventional optical glasses. The key details regarding the fluoride's dispersion properties are low dispersion and chromatic aberration. Because the fluoride has a low dispersion ratio, it breaks up light into its constituent colors, chromatic aberration, much less than the standard optical glass. Next question. The cross-section of an augite crystal is A. 4-sided, B. 6-sided, C. 8-sided, and D. None of the above. The cross-section of an augite crystal it is 8-sided. The cross-section of an augite crystal is typically 4 to 8-sided and prismatic, often appearing as stubby or blocky shapes. It is characterized by two directions of perfect prismatic cleavage that intersect at nearly 90 degrees, and 87 and 93 a definite feature of pyroxenes. Next question. A biaxial mineral is said to be positive if A. X is the acute bisectrix, B. Z is the acute bisectrix, C. E is greater than W, and D. W is greater than E. A biaxial mineral is said to be positive if Z is the acute bisectrix. A biaxial mineral is considered optically positive when the slowest principal vibration direction Z bisects the acute angle between the two optic axes. Next question. An isotropic substance has A. 1 optic axis, B. 2 optic axis, C. 3 optic axis, and D. Infinite optic axis. An isotropic substance has infinite optic axis. An isotropic substance effectively has an infinite number of optic axes because isotropic minerals such as glass, water, or cubic crystals have the same refractive index in all directions, and they do not exhibit birefringence. Since any direction can act as a path with no double refraction, these are theoretically infinite optic axes. So an isotropic substance has infinite optic axis. D is the correct option. Next question. Optic axial angle 2V for diamond is A. 40 to 80 degrees, B. 30 to 65 degrees, C. 83 to 86 degrees, and D. Possesses no 2V. The correct option goes as D. Possesses no 2V. The reason diamond lacks optic axial angle is rooted in its crystal structure and resulting optical symmetry. Next question. Optical instruments are made of A. Soft glass, B. Hard glass, C. Pyrex glass, and D. Flint glass. The correct option goes as D. Flint glass. Many optical instruments are made of flint glass because of its high refractive index, that is 1.45 to 2, and high dispersion. It is widely used for lenses, prisms, and components in cameras, microscopes, and telescopes to control light path and reduce chromatic aberration. It often contains lead, making it dense and brilliant. Next question. Basal section of an uniaxial mineral shows A. Pleochroism, B. Dichroism, C. Isotropism, and D. Asterism. Basal section of an uniaxial mineral shows isotropism. The basal section that is cut perpendicular to the C-axis of an uniaxial mineral behaves as isotropic under a petrographic microscope with Cross-Nichols. Next question. A gypsum plate is one which gives relative retardation of A. 1 lambda, that is 560 millimeters, B. 1 by 4 lambda, 280 millimeters, and C. 1 to 3 lambda, that is 560 to 1183 millimeters, and D. All of the above. A gypsum plate is one which gives a relative retardation of 1 lambda or sensitive tin plate. It is a a retardation plate that gives a relative retardation of approximately 550 nanometers. Next question. The pleochroic absorption of hornblende is represented by A. X is greater than Y, Y is greater than Z. B. Y is greater than X and X is greater than Z. And C. Z is greater than Y and Y is greater than X. And D. Z is greater than Y and Y is greater than X. The pleochroic absorption of hornblende is represented by Z greater than Y and Y is greater than X. C is the correct option. Next question. A mineral crystallizing in orthorhombic system with specific gravity 3.3 and hardness 8 is likely to be A. Olivine, B. Sulfur, and C. Topaz, and D. Barytes. Obviously, the option goes as a C. Topaz. Topaz crystallizes in orthorhombic system and with a specific gravity 3.3 and according to the Mohs scale of hardness, it has a hardness of 8. Hope you have followed the content and the questions. See you in the next video. Thank you for your time.